Dear viewers, welcome to Tell It As It Is TV. We'll be bringing you ancient and modern true life stories with graphic images.
Please note that characters and some environs are fictional.
The links to part 1 and 2 of this story is on the description section. Please follow up to better understand the story. Now let's delve straight into this one. Akua's inner resistance begins to grow stronger. She starts questioning everything: her role, the Marine Kingdom's grip on her, and the changes in her husband. She is plagued by disturbing visions of a dark future, and memories of her life before the initiation haunt her. One night, she secretly reaches out to an old friend from the church who was never involved in Prophetess Afiba's ministry, seeking guidance. More so, as the power of the marine world continues to manifest in Blessing and Catherine's life, the duo fully embrace their newfound control. They become more manipulative and ruthless, both in their personal lives and in their roles within the church. Their businesses grew, but their relationships deteriorate as their husbands fall deeper into submission. A rift began to form between Akua and the two other women as she becomes uncomfortable with their increasing cruelty and ambition. Prophetess Afiba's church thrives further in wealth, affluence, and new followers pour in. She is praised by the community of her spiritual blessers. However, behind closed doors, Afiba grows more paranoid as she senses Akua's faltering loyalty. The Supreme Mermaid warns Afiba that Akua may become a liability, and Afiba must take action before Akua's resistance weakens their control. Outside Prophetess Afiba's influence, a small but growing church of spiritual leaders and former followers begin to take notice of the strange occurrences in the lives of Afiba's followers. Led by Pastor Kojo, they start to investigate the source of Afiba's power and form a prayer group dedicated to breaking the chains of the marine world. A worrisome issue they notice is that mostly women prosper more than the men in the church of Prophetess Afiba. Men who were well-to-do before joining the church have suddenly become shadows of their own selves. Pastor Kojo and his growing church know that confronting Afiba directly would be dangerous, but their prayers are focused on liberating those trapped by her influence. Akua, now tormented by her dual loyalty to both the marine world and her own conscience, decides to meet with Pastor Kojo in secret. She knows that she cannot continue with this path and needs spiritual help. But doing so will make her a target for both Prophetess Afiba and the marine world. She risks everything to meet him in a secluded place, hoping to break free from the power that binds her. Meanwhile, Blessing and Catherine become suspicious of her increasingly erratic behavior. Akua's meeting with Pastor Kojo marks the beginning of her redemption. As they pray, she feels the intense conflict with her. The marine world's power fights fiercely to maintain its grip, but Kojo's prayers bring her peace and strength. She confesses everything about Afiba's dark influence, the sexual initiation, and her role in luring other women. Pastor Kojo warns her that breaking free will not be easy. Afiba will not let her go without a fight, and the marine spirit may retaliate. As she leaves the meeting, she begins to sense the eye of the marine world on her. The Supreme Mermaid whispers in her hopes warning her that betrayal will cost her everything. But Akua is determined to escape, even if it means her life. Making heaven at the end of it all is what matters most to her at this point. Prophetess Afiba senses the disturbance. She knows Akua is slipping away and takes immediate action in a private ceremony. She calls upon the Supreme Mermaid to strengthen her hold over Akua, Blessing and Catherine. The spiritual battle intensifies as Akua begins to break free. Blessing and Catherine, under Afiba's influence, confronts her, accusing her of betrayal. "You think you can just walk away from this?" Blessing sneers. "You are one of us. There is no escape." Akua stands her ground. "I've seen the light, and I won't let you drag me back into darkness." Their confrontation escalates, with Prophetess Afiba stepping in to try to intimidate Akua into submission. But Akua, emboldened by her renewed faith, prays out loud, calling on God to protect her from the marine spirits. Afiba's power falters in the face of Akua's prayers, and for the first time, Afiba feels the sting of resistance. Backed into a corner, Afiba uses all her remaining power to stop Akua. She stages an event to stop Akua, involving only the initiated members, intending to humiliate Akua and make her an example to anyone who might consider breaking away. The Supreme Mermaid appears through Afiba in this ritual, and everyone is mesmerized. That is the first time they're seeing the Supreme Mermaid, except in their dreams when they go for their meetings. However, just as the ceremony reaches its climax, Akua bursts in, accompanied by Pastor Kojo and his prayer group. The atmosphere shifts as the power of prayer and spiritual warfare confronts the marine spirit head-on. The followers of Prophetess Afiba are consumed, sensing a disturbance as Pastor Kojo leads the prayer. Afiba's control over the crowd begins to unravel. Blessing and Catherine, still deeply under the marine world's influence, try to resist, but they too begin to feel the weakening grip of Afiba's power. Akua calls out to them, reminding them of who they were before Afiba's dark influence overtook their lives. In a final desperate act, Afiba summons all the power of the marine world, but it is too late. The combined prayers of Pastor Kojo and Akua shatter the spiritual chains that have bound Afiba's followers, breaking the hold the marine kingdom had over them. The Supreme Mermaid punishes, powerless to maintain her grip in the face of true spiritual resistance. Prophetess Afiba, defeated and stripped of her power, falls into disgrace. Her church collapses as people flee, realizing the dark source of her influence. Afiba tries to escape, but the authorities arrest her, and a former member exposes her illegal financial dealings and manipulation. The story of her dark spiritual practices spread like wildfire, leading to the complete dissolution of her ministry. The government sealed the church and intends to turn it into an amusement park. But angry mob in the society went there overnight and set the church ablaze. Akua, Blessing and Catherine, now free from the marine kingdom's power, begin the long road to healing. Their husbands, once trapped in submission, slowly return to their former selves, though their relationships are scarred by the damage done. All the women who acquired wealth from the marine kingdom begin to lose those properties, as Pastor Kojo was live on national TV, advising them to will those properties to the less privileged in order to avoid more chaos and anarchy. Akua returns to the church where Pastor Kojo and the prayer group welcome her with open arms. She becomes a beacon of hope for other women who have been ensnared by false prophets and spiritual manipulations. As Akua stands in church, leading a group of women in prayer, she reflects on the journey that brought her to this point. She had been lost, but now she is found. She knew that the battle against the darkness may not be over, but for now, the chains has been broken. All glory to Almighty God.
Here ends the story. Moral lesson. Akua's struggle to break free from the marine kingdom shows that even those deeply entrenched in darkness can find their way back to the light with faith and perseverance. Prophetess Afiba's downfall is a stark reminder of the dangers of using spiritual power for personal gain. Her defeat signals that no evil, no matter how powerful, can stand against genuine faith and spiritual resistance. The relationships damaged by the marine world's influence are not instantly healed, but the process of restoration begins, showing that recovery from spiritual and emotional trauma is possible. Reject any gift from the devil, as he gives and takes back in 100 folds. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share.